going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man, Stooksy Camel 331. Back at it with another video. And today we're doing yet another toxic tier list ranking. And today we're doing a tier list ranking of all the Bad Blood 2024 PLE matches from the worst and ranking them from the worst to the best. But before we get to the actual beginning of the video itself, guys, if I sound a little less energetic, is because I already filmed this video, but I forgot to turn my mic on. So there's that. So I have to talk about these matches all over again. But before we get to the actual beginning of the video itself, guys, don't forget those abs. You know the channel. Because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video to more people. Maybe they could join. But with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. And also do free to comment your thoughts on the Bad Blood matches from the worst to best, in your opinion, down below. But before we get to the actual beginning of the ranking itself, let's give a quick, let's give our, categories. So we have best of the best, which means they're a perfect match, or they're close to 5 stars, they are amazing. Great means they come close to best of the best, but there's a flaw about them holding it back. Toxic goodness means it was a good match. It was a solid match. Okay means overall it was a mixed bag. I didn't know how to feel about it, really. And then toxic trash means dumpster fire. The worst PLE, or I meant the worst matches of Bad Blood 2024. And I would just, before we start ranking the matches, if you guys are curious, I think my overall genuine consensus of this pay-per-view is probably I think this is my second least favorite PLE of the year thus far, right behind Money in the Bank. It might be behind Royal Rumble, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But overall, it was a little bit disappointing. And I also thought Gunther versus Sami Zayn should have been on the show for the World Heavyweight title, but it is what it is. You get more views on Raw, but you have to deal with commercial breaks, so. Anyways, first match of the night, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. We know where that's going. That is the match if you buy the PLE or if you watch it on Peacock, this is the match to watch. You don't even have to watch all the rest of the matches, but this is the match you got to watch, because this is my pick for the second best match of the year, right behind Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. And I thought everything about this match was perfect. It was a great way to close out the rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, which overall that rivalry this year is the best rivalry in all of wrestling this year. This was a very brutal match as well. You had Punk cut Drew. Both of these two bled a whole entire lot throughout this whole entire match. And Drew even had to get like 16 staples or 20 staples from getting hit in the head with a toolbox. I think that's what cut him open. I don't know. But he got legitimately hurt in this match. So yeah, it had a lot of sick bumps where CM Punk got superplexed to the outside through a table, which I'm surprised they could have pulled that off in a Hell in a Cell match, because there's very little room on that side. What else happened? Also, yeah, them using wrenches and stuff as weapons. Overall it was just a very brutal match, but I loved it for how brutal it was, and I'm glad CM Punk won, because he needs momentum going into the World Heavyweight Championship match he eventually has. So, with Gunther. So, that goes best of best. Next up, we got Bayley versus Nia Jax 2, this time at Bad Blood. And this one, I will go Toxic goodness. I still think it's a solid match. I think this one kind of got a little bit of I don't know. Seems like not a whole lot of people liking this one. I do like this match. Don't get me wrong, it's basically the same exact match from SummerSlam, but it's still a pretty decent one. They did add 2 new things in here where you had Nia Jax still Bayley's belly to belly, which I thought that was cool to see, to change things up. And also you had Nia Jax attempt to do a Hurricane Rana, which it landed, don't get me wrong, but it also didn't land. But if I had to choose flaws with that, probably I think I'm a little tired of I'm a little tired of the Money in the Bank cash-in teases with Tiffany, because we know she's not going to cash in yet. She'll eventually cash in when Charlotte Flair takes the title of Nia Jax, which I can't wait for that. Of course, I'm being sarcastic, by the way. And I think overall this particular match did do a good job of making Bayley look strong, even though she lost. So that gives it a bunch of credit, because Bayley just returned, like, I think maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know. When she lost at SummerSlam, a few weeks after that, she returned. So, yeah. Toxic goodness. Next up, we got Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. This was easily the toughest match I had to rank. This and another one, which we'll eventually talk about. But this one, I think, is toxic goodness. Because I would say everything before the last final 5 minutes of the match, I would say, is awesome. I think the in-ring action is perfect. The chemistry between Finn Balor and Damian Priest was on point here. However, when Judgment Day interference happened, it threw the match off, and because Finn Balor lost, I wanted Finn to win this one. Don't get me wrong, I love Damian, and if Judgment Day were on a winning streak after Reform, making a new Judgment Day after SummerSlam and winning lots and lots and lots of matches, I would have been not mad if Damian won. But this time, I feel Finn needed the momentum for the new Judgment Day. But WWE had other ideas, and Damian ended up beating Finn. And also, I think it might have not protected the coup de grace a lot, because you had Damian suffer like 3 coup de grace, 2 to the back and 1 to the chest. It was just, why are you misprotecting the coup de grace? Anyways, good for Damian, though. Don't get me wrong, I love Damian. It's just I wanted Finn to win because, New Judgment Day has been kind of a failure so far, to be honest with you. Maybe besides Dominic and Liv, but yeah. Next up, we got Mommy Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And this, by far, on all the matches here, is the match that most people hate. And don't get me wrong, it is my least favorite match of the night. But I can't put it toxic trash. Because I still thought the in-ring action was pretty good. Yeah, the only things holding it back is the crap finish it had. Don't get me wrong, I was surprised by Raquel Rodriguez. They held that very well when she came out. I was going like, dang, she's back. I didn't expect that to happen. So that was very surprising. However, you have Rhea win by DQ and Liv not even really retain the championship. That kind of left a really bad taste in my mouth. Especially in a PLE, you're going to have a DQ finish, and also you have this added stipulation too with Dominic being hanged up in a shark cage above the ring. But why? And also they added another ref camera thing in here, which it didn't really work well with Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. And this time, that didn't really work well either. Well, they didn't really use it much. They only used it when Rhea said to the ref, don't count me out. I'm going to go handle my business. And she whoops Dominic with the kendo stick. So, also, I was fully expecting Rhea to win this one, to be honest. And then they would revisit this feud at WrestleMania with Liv winning the Royal Rumble or something like that. But that didn't end up happening. So, it goes into, okay, it's not trash, but the finish itself is pretty bad. But in-ring action was still solid. And next up, we got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline. Jacob Fatu and the Solo Sikoa. I almost said Roman Reigns. Whoops. This match I will put it toxic goodness, because I was arguing where to put it, because I was thinking about putting it in okay, but I still think the hot tags didn't take a long time to complete the hot tag, which I'm glad it didn't do that. I still thought the entering action was pretty good. Jacob Fatu still looked pretty good, even in defeat, which, to be fair, he didn't get pinned, so he's still protected. Solo, he did good in here too, but probably his weakest PLE performance of the year so far with the new Tribal Chief gimmick. Maybe besides his match at Money in the Bank, probably. I don't know. Those two are pretty tied. Cody, he wasn't as popular as Roman in this match, even in his hometown, so, there's that. But they both did great as well. Roman still got it. Of course, the Tribal Chief has always got it. Jimmy Uso returned in this match, which finally he's back. In Rikishi, I don't know what you were talking about when saying, everyone, please pray for my son Jimmy Uso, or in not giving any context. Why? And all of us were worried and going, what are you talking about? So maybe she was selling the injury with Jimmy that happened with Solo Sikoa. I don't know. But Jimmy returned here and had a embrace with Roman Reigns at the end of the match, which was nice. Also, The Rock returned later on in the match, after the match was over as well, which I was expecting Jimmy to return. I didn't expect Rock. I knew Rock was going to return this year. I just didn't know it was going to be actually at Bad Blood pay-per-view, which that was cool to see. So with that being said, guys, that is just my tier list ranking of all the Bad Blood 2024 matches. Be sure to let me know your thoughts down below. Overall, for ranking of the pay-per-view, I will give it a B-, but it's not a bad pay-per-view. It's just a solid one. So, with that being said, guys, I'll see you next one, everybody. Peace out.